when flying, it should be a casual, fun adventure. And I think, the adventure really has the usual twist, and plot twisting can get a little bit hilarious, as I suppose. But today's flight is a bit not more than just hilarious memes, but it was a very odd reason why it was delayed and how that I ended up being the first person after so many flights being pulled over to get a secondary security check before I even go to the gate. So I don't know what's going on. Probably because the trip report is still working on this one. But then I realized from the previous flight flown in, I was kind of skeptical until I realized, dude, I just probably got the first time being pulled aside for extra screening way before I even go to the gate for the final security check. So yeah, this fight gets a little bit more twists and turns. And trust me, if this trip report is going to make you really question what is going on, then sure enough, welcome to the weird side of the aviation spectrum. And welcome to another awesome trip report. Hey everyone, welcome back to another awesome trip report. And I know you guys have been knowing, but yes, after a chill out and relaxed stay at my hotel, which is this one, we are heading to the airport, spotted by some few aircrafts, and we arrive at Changi Airport Terminal 3. Now, early check-in opens at 3, around 2 hours prior to the normal check-in. So we put our bags in lockers and we're headed to Jewel. Jewel itself was amazing. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of shops, all the goodies that you always think of, including the indoor gigantic waterfall, which is really nice. I really love the design of the large, tall indoor waterfall. And of course, we walked around the entire place, chill around, and have some lunch. Then we get back to start the check-in process for VN654 back to Ho Chi Minh City. After checking in, because since we're traveling with a lot of people in my family, I have to handle multiple loads of the translation work, which, I have to help with the check-in, passport, providing passport information, making sure everyone's bag's checked in. And after done, I head after immigration airside. And this is what happened. So, what happened? So, I did not know, but during the immigration, I think I did scan my fingerprint properly and correctly until I think it was the frame problems that caused, because my body wasn't in the picture frame because I was so tall, so it's really hard for the machine to really detect me. And I ended up, once I got, nothing new, I did the fingerprint, and then I was ended up dragged out of I was pulled aside from the queue. So instead of going right to the air side, I was pulled aside to do a security scan. Thankfully, there's nothing crazy in my bag, but I'm very surprised that I ended up doing this. Because I've flown so many times to Singapore and back to Vietnam, I think it's very normal. But I didn't realize they decided to just maybe they'll see do a random search on a passenger. I think there's other people pulled out, but I think I was surprised because I'm the only person in my family, it was 12 people by the way, was pulled out to do the security search. It's crazy. I wish I say I was wrong, but I wasn't. After I did my fingerprint scan and photo done perfectly, when I was walking out of the immigration gate, a ICA officer stopped me. And I was pulled back to do a bag check by literally putting my backpack through the scanner. I don't know what happened. I think it's maybe because the backpack was so small that the airline doesn't need to put the approved carry-on sticker. But then I think some airlines requires passengers' carry-ons to have this sticker wrapped on it. I don't know. And basically, I was traveling with my entire family. And I didn't realize, I was it was I was flabbergasted because I don't even know during the security checks. And I just hope my bag didn't got anything bad, and wasn't. Everything was fine and smooth until my cousin, he accidentally took a photo a little too close to the immigration section. And the officer was kind of mad, and he asked him to just delete the photo, and he nearly wiped out his iCloud, which, I told him to just wipe out a single photo. It took a lot of translation work. I had to help my cousin doing this. I think it was an accident from him, but, I didn't know it was reached the point that he nearly tried to wipe his device completely. But, it is a bit risky, but if you're planning to take a photo of the departure section, took it outside, but don't take the photo at the immigration section. You will be asked to delete it, either normal or accidentally get shouted. After all the immigration and the photo taken drama, we're headed up to the airside, and I was chilling around, plane spotting, enjoying, and also these plugs do work because otherwise my phone wouldn't have any power. But yeah, overall it is doing good. As I arrived and chilled at gate A18, our ride just arrived from Ho Chi Minh City as VN655. This aircraft is VN-A603. The aircraft has a configuration of 16 business class seats using a B&E Aerospace Millennium and 168 economy class seats using the B&E Aerospace Spectrum seats. And we are in the boarding zone waiting for our flight. After boarding, our boarding pass was scanned, and I was, my buddy Gallon was there. Huge shout out to him. He was the turnaround team at Changi Airport, and my man was, requesting a flight. So, giving a big shout out to him. And because he's also one of our spotters, I do respect him for his works at Changi Airport. My seat today on board this Airbus A321 is 11 Golf. Yes, it's on the right side, but this is the older seat texture. The newer ones were blue. This one is using the old turquoise ones, which I love on these seats. Nostalgia right there. Welcome on board my seat. We got the view outside with the wing and the engine. And of course, we also have the usuals. We have a tray table, which is you can slide out, fold only once, closing up. Then we go down to the seat pocket. We got the literature chairs, like air sickness bag, safety card, heritage magazine, and the wireless and entertainment. Legroom's really good as well. The QR code to scan it. A coat hook along with every seat. No power and USB charging on these jets. And of course the audio entertainment along with the recline. The seat does not have a individual headrest though. And before takeoff, the crew handed out a wet wipe. Really nice, and I do appreciate it even on a short haul flight. Of course, while I was chilling, the Gulf Air 787 that had a technical issue was towed to the gate next to our aircraft, ready to depart back to Bahrain. But while we're chilling on there, I noticed the aircraft was not departing as a 6:10 original schedule. Gallon was texting me while I decided to take out the SIM, just casually just chatting on board, until one of the team members was notifying, and one of the business class passengers, I think one of them had a tight connection to Hanoi, that he got really mad. He came up, shouting. He was pissed at not just only the Vietnam Airlines crew, but the entire, the Singapore Changi ground team as well. Turns out the reason of this delay comes as a surprise to everyone, is that this flight will have to carry on 6 additional last-minute passengers. Those last-minute passengers, I wish I can say something good, but they actually, according to a team member at the Singapore airport, and of course to my buddy Gallon, he told me all of this, these 6 people are deported from Singapore. And I don't know, one of the representatives, either Changi, ICA, really needed these planes to be delayed to board those 6 last-minute customers. Well, last minute to be precise, because they're not really getting any ticket, but they needed them to get back to the country, so they needed the jet, so they technically delayed the flight by 40 minutes to get these 6 people on board. And if there's any checked luggage, they just basically, load it onto the A321. This delay comes as a surprise. While it is uncommon to see flights being delayed to take up additional last-minute passengers, but this isn't rare, because I also talked with other spotters, including my best friend ZZ. He told me that this is common in China as well, or many other countries, where they needed these flights to be either they check on the flight manifesto to see if they have empty seats to just get rid of anyone who did something bad and to board on the flight. One of the team members at Singapore Changi come on board, apologize to every customer regarding the delay. Usually, it shouldn't be happening, but unfortunately the delay happened anyways. But he said trying to make the cabin feel at home and not feel like, thinking about criminals. But unfortunately, I don't know how he's going to do this against with 184 customers. That's about to get absolutely pissed. I don't know. It depends on these customers because some passengers have tight connections and now they're gonna be missing their connections because of this weird delay. But yeah, overall, it was a surprise. I didn't know this was gonna happen, but know from all the squad this is a common thing. So I'm not very surprised with this current case like this.
Về cách tắt điện thoại di động, các loại máy thu, phát sóng và các thiết bị điện tử sát tay hoặc chuyển sang chế độ trên máy bay và chế độ điện lạc khi máy bay hạ cánh, di chuyển vào nhà ga, khuyến khích không sạc in các thiết bị điện tử trong khi máy bay tăng, cấp và hạ cánh.
Your mobile phone, receiver, transmitter devices, and portable electronic equipment must be turned off or switched to flight mode and silent mode until taxi after landing. You are not allowed to run your portable electronic devices during taxi, takeoff, or landing.
Để thắt cài dây an toàn trong suốt chuyến bay, có đầu dây để siết chặt và mở bằng cách hết hiệu quả. Tiếp viên sẽ cấp dây an toàn cho trẻ em và dây an toàn nối dài cho du khách trong trường hợp cần thiết. Lưu ý không mang theo hành lý và vật dụng cá nhân khi phát hiện. Trong khoảng cách có 8 cửa thoát hiểm, 2 cửa ở phía trước, 4 cửa ở giữa và 2 cửa phía sau. Tại mỗi cửa thoát hiểm có các đèn và cửa thoát hiểm. Sự nguy hiểm ngắn nhất có thể ở phía sau chính bồn hoặc phía khách.
In the event of emergency, a scan path warning lights will come on to guide you to the exit. Please leave all of your belongings in case of emergency evacuation. In the cabin, there are 8 exits, 2 at the front, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the rear. The exit blind sign is located in the ceiling and each exit area and door frame. Please take a few seconds to familiarize yourself with the nearest exit. In some cases, it may be behind you.
Trường hợp hạ cánh khẩn cấp xuống nước, áo phao được để trong túi phía dưới ghế hoặc nằm dưới cạnh ghế. Quý khách lấy áo ra khỏi túi, mặc tròn qua đầu, thắt chặt dây áo quanh eo. Quý khách chú ý chỉ được làm phồng áo phao tại cửa thoát hiểm bằng cách giật mạnh thẻ đỏ hoặc thổi vào miệng van. Trên áo phao có đèn và còi để gây sự chú ý.
Life jacket for ditching is stored in a pouch underneath between seats. In case of water evacuation, remove the life jacket from the pouch, put it over your head, and secure the tape firmly around your waist. The life jacket must be inflated only at the exit by pulling down sharply the red tags or blowing air into the mouthpieces. A light and a whistle are attached to the jacket for attracting attention.
Áo phao dành riêng cho trẻ em sẽ được cung cấp bởi tiếp viên. Quý khách không lấy áo phao ra khỏi vị trí khi không có yêu cầu của tiếp viên.
Small children's life jacket will be provided by cabin crew. Do not remove the life jacket from its location without cabin crew's requirement.
Chi vậy?
Quý khách cần đóng ký bảng hướng dẫn an toàn được cài trong thùng ghế phía trước.
Sao xài mạng không biết anh? Xài đâu, chứ đâu biết bay mà.
Please take a look at the safety instruction card in your seat pocket for more details.
Tuân thủ các đèn chỉ báo và các quy định an toàn tại khu vực ghế ngồi. Thông tin cho tiếp viên những vấn đề bất thường liên quan đến an toàn an ninh trong chuyến bay.
You should follow all cabin safety placards and activated passenger signs at your seating area and contact the cabin crew if you notice any safety issues on board.
Trân trọng cảm ơn sự chú ý và kính chúc quý khách một chuyến bay tốt đẹp.
Thank you very much for your attention and we wish you a pleasant flight.
takeoff, we were cruising out to Singapore and watching the beautiful sunset over the skies. And after that, the crew came over and handed the meal, and I did pull the table. Of course, it comes with this huge tray, and my drink is Coca-Cola. And let's see what's inside the meal. For the meal today, we have fish with noodles. This is stir-fried crispy fish with noodles, and a banana for dessert, and a bread roll and butter. Overall, the meal is great, although the tray is really starting to have some durability issues. Notice the aircraft doesn't have the wireless in-flight entertainment as I hope. I connected doesn't have it. If you notice my camera is starting to act a bit weird, that's because my old phone, which is already water damaged, starting to have really bad issues. Now currently, the old phone was recently replaced by a newer model, so the better trip report quality has been coming back to normal. But yeah, this is what it looks like on the manual. Sorry, the video quality looks a little funky. Here is the overall review of Vietnam Airlines Airbus A321 support to be premium economy, but today we're flying in economy to be precise. Now, of course, the airline usually Changi Airport itself. Let's start with the check-in experience. Early check-in open for everyone. Usually, it's not usually for the premium passengers, so it's just a free-for-all check-in. But we did check in everyone. The ground staff was very friendly, although he was surprised that we were flying with 12 people today, basically an entire family traveling. So it was a bit of a surprise, but we did check in. Everything was gone smoothly. The next thing is we did end up for, the air side. Now, Changi Airport, the Stats Lounge, you could not get a paid entry. You had to have like a business, because this lounge is contracted by airlines to fly only business class customers. But ended up the airside at Singapore Changi were great. I did have some good plane spotting moments with these new cool jets. And then we head to the gate. Now, the security was nothing normal. We had to go through a lot of the casual security before entering the boarding. Boarding process was nothing short of organized and good. Because, business class passengers and very families and also needed passengers with disabilities boarded first before all the rest of the customers were boarded onto this aircraft. The aircraft itself was really good, in really good shape. The seat itself, the seat is really good for a short haul flight. It was nothing much, but overall the experience was good as well. The service on board were really great. I think the crew did their best, trying to mitigate the delay and trying to handle it. But also they did have a very attentive smile and caring for customers as well. The meal itself was really good. I actually do enjoy this meal. I think it's like one of my favorite economy class meals on board Vietnam Airlines. Although, the short haul flights on these 321s, you get a lot better catering compared to some of the domestic flights. You really just get a small cookie and then water and then tea, coffee. This is already really great experience as well. But overall experience, I think it was fine on them. We're really solid. I've given a 8.5 out of 10. Although the delay was hella unexpected, but I did appreciate the team at Changi Airport to really announce and explain what is going on with this delay. And I hope, maybe just proper transparency, but this happens, so you cannot really do anything as much. But yeah, overall, a solid flight. Really enjoyed it. cái cánh tà nó mở ra á, cho nó mở, và cuối cùng cái động cơ nó kéo mở cái cửa ra á, để cho nó quay gió thổi á, cho nó giảm tốc độ lại luôn á. Không mưa, không mưa, không có mà. Ba mươi đó thì
Quý khách, chào mừng quý khách đến với sân bay quốc tế Tân Sơn Nhất, thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Bây giờ là 8 giờ tối giờ địa phương, nhiệt độ bên ngoài vào khoảng 28 độ C. Quý khách lưu ý ngồi yên tại chỗ với dây an toàn được cài chặt cho đến khi máy bay dừng hẳn và đèn hiệu cài dây an toàn được tắt. Quý khách cẩn thận khi mở ngăn hành lý, kiểm tra kỹ tư trang và tuyệt đối không tự ý mở cửa máy bay. Thay mặt cho hãng hàng không quốc gia Việt Nam, thành viên Liên minh hàng không SkyTeam, cơ trưởng Trần Chí Hiếu, trưởng Nguyễn Thị Vân và toàn thể phi hành đoàn xin kính chào tạm biệt và hy vọng sẽ được đón tiếp quý khách trên những chuyến bay tới. Xin cảm ơn. Dear passengers, welcome to Tân Sơn Nhất International Airport, Ho Chi Minh City. It is now 8 p.m. local time. The outside temperature is about 28 degrees Celsius. For your safety, please remain seated with the seatbelt fastened until the aircraft has come to complete stop. The fastened seatbelt sign has been turned off. Be careful when opening the overhead lockers to ensure the contents do not fall out or do not leave any of your belongings behind. You are requested not open the aircraft door unless instructed by the cabin crew. On behalf of Vietnam Airlines and member of SkyTeam Alliance, Captain Trần Chí Hiếu, Person Nguyễn Thị Vân, and all crew members would like to say goodbye to you. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. for your next flight. Thank you.
There's something called service.
Bro, you're supposed to piss in the fucking toilet on the plane. Like, nó toilet chứ máy bay mà sao này? Ủa ghê rồi. And that's it. We arrived back to Changi International Airport and we disembarked through the front left door. Now, because we parked at Terminal 3, you know, we had to do the bus boarding for everyone from T3 right back to Terminal 2, which is where the international arrivals are. And yeah, I was gonna collect my bag. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you do enjoy it. Hope you love this crazy experience of my flight. And yes, if you do love it, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!